Most people confuse aggression with power. They think the louder you are, the faster you move, the harder you push, the more powerful you become. But according to Robert Greene, that mindset is exactly what puts you in a position of weakness. Because aggression is not control. Aggression is reaction, and reactive people are never in power. Law 8 says, make other people come to you, use bait if necessary. And at first, this kind of sounds passive, but it's not passive at all. It's strategic, it's calculated, and it's the difference between playing checkers and playing chess. An aggressive person plays fast. They chase and push and they attack. But in doing so, they burn so much energy, they expose their intentions, and worst of all, they lose the ability to think ahead. They can't see 5 moves down the board. They're too busy reacting and overreacting to what's directly in front of them. A grandmaster does the opposite. They do not chase the board, they control the board. They play pieces with intention. They create pressure without forcing it. They make moves that don't look aggressive, but they force a reaction. They make a move and be waiting for the next 3 or 4 or 5 turns for someone to walk into that, but they know it's going to happen eventually. And that's the key. Power is not about acting, it's about making others act. People that are the best at chess will set 2 or 3 traps across the board at multiple times, and as people walk into them, they deal with it one at a time. Aggressive people exhaust themselves. They spend their time chasing deals, chasing attention, chasing validation, and in that process, they make mistakes. They overextend, they reveal way too much, and they create enemies. Constant aggression doesn't just drain you, it agitates everyone around you. And when you create too many enemies, you lose your ability to operate strategically. Now you're not even playing chess anymore, you're just trying to survive the board that you created. You're constantly on guard, constantly reacting, dealing with problems, most of which your aggression caused. It's not power, it's chaos. True power is calm, controlled, disciplined. It's the ability to sit back, observe the board, and move only when it serves your long-term purpose and position. This is where the bait comes in. Bait's not reckless manipulation, it's strategic positioning. It's creating situations where other people feel compelled to move towards you, where they think it's their idea. They believe they are in control while you quietly direct the outcome. This matters a lot in business. The person who chases the deal is negotiating from weakness. The person who is being pursued controls the terms. If you're constantly following up, pushing, trying to close, you're signaling need. But if you position yourself correctly, through reputation, value, and presence, people come to you. And when they come to you, the entire dynamic shifts. The same applies in relationships. The person who overchases, overreacts, and overinvests emotionally, they always lose. They lose control and they lose their position. The person who stays grounded, calm, centered, becomes the pillar. They don't need to force attention. They attract it. They don't react emotionally. They observe, they choose, and they respond. And that stability, that restraint, is what draws people in. This is why emotional control is everything. If you cannot control your reactions, you cannot control the board. You will always be reacting to other people's moves instead of directing the game yourself. That's the first requirement of this law. Master your emotions completely. The second requirement is understanding other people. Because people are predictable. They want attention, they want validation, and they want to feel important. When you understand that, you can lay out traps and bait the way you need to. You can place subtle moves on the board that draw them in. You can create curiosity, tension, and just enough imbalance that they feel the need to step forward. Here's where this becomes powerful when combined with other laws. If you have a strong reputation, people already assume a certain consistency from you. So when you do something that's slightly out of character, something subtle, not extreme, it creates curiosity, it creates a question, and that question may become your bait. Instead of you going to them, they probably will eventually come to you. And when they come to you, you're ready. You've already thought 5 moves ahead. You already know where the conversation is going to go, and you've already positioned the outcome. You didn't chase the opportunity, you created it. But there's a warning here. This is a dangerous game. If people ever feel like they are being manipulated, trust is damaged immediately. Think about chess. If the person sees the traps that you are setting 5 moves back, they may be laying a different trap, and you have to be able to see that. Once suspicion is there, it never fully disappears. Every future interaction between people becomes filtered when there's doubt. So this law requires precision. It requires the ability to be subtle. It requires extreme discipline. You cannot be sloppy with it. You can't be obvious, and you can't overuse it. But when it's executed correctly, it is one of the most efficient forms of power you can have, because instead of forcing outcomes, you allow them to unfold in your favor. Aggressive people think they are in control because they're always moving, but movement is not control. Reaction isn't control. Noise is not control. Control is quiet, patient, and knowing exactly when to move and when to let others move. Aggressive action is not effective action. It is far more powerful to remain calm, step back, and let others become frustrated by the positions that you've created. Let them overextend. Let them expose themselves. Let them make the mistakes. And then you move, one time, with precision. Play for long-term power, not short-term wins. Keep the initiative by forcing others to react to you and keep them on the defensive. Because the moment people are reacting to your moves, you are in control of the game. And that's the essence of Law 8. No chasing, no forcing, and no reacting. Position yourself like a grandmaster so that every move other people make was the one you planned for.